Hello again. For at least 50 years, to my certain knowledge, protests and demonstrations by those opposed to immigration tend to be peaceful and orderly affairs until the arrival of the so-called anti-racists. It was the case as long ago as 1974 in the Red Lion Square riot in which Kevin Gately was killed, and also in the Lewisham riot in 1977. It is still the same, half a century later. Yesterday, around 50 people in Newquay, a Cornish town, gathered outside the Beresford Hotel, which has been commandeered by the Home Office to house single male asylum-seekers. It is said by people living in the town that the large number of foreign men there now has created an atmosphere which makes women and girls feel uneasy. Matters were not helped when a middle-aged Moldovan called Gennady Barbie was charged with rape recently. Although not an asylum seeker himself, it seemed to some people to be all of a piece with the increasing presence of foreign men with, shall we say, different attitudes towards women from those more common in this country. In January, Vetondura Carriera, a failed asylum seeker, was convicted of raping a girl in the Cornish town of Truro. Then last month, Fahd Mohammed Al-Khalidi was sentenced for raping a woman in Falmouth. And these are not the only men with foreign names to stand trial for such offences in the last few months. Local people feel that having large numbers of single men coming from countries where the customs are a little different from those in this country is a hazard to their wives and daughters. Whether they are right or wrong about this, it is surely a point which a peaceful group of citizens should be able to make in a democracy. The problem is that those left-wingers who claim to be anti-racist or anti-fascist are not all that keen on democracy anyway, and they do rather try and put a stop to it if they possibly can. This is, as I say, a recurring theme, in that from the 1970s onwards, those who organise any protest against immigration know that a mob of left-wing activists intent upon violence is sure to turn up. These people do not care about democracy or the legitimate right of anybody to show their disagreement with some policy or other. They simply turn up mob-handed and try and then start attacking either the police or the people who are protesting against immigration, whoever they can most easily lay their hands on. To that extent, events in Newquay yesterday followed a time-worn and familiar course, with around 150 masked men turning up in Newquay and assaulting those staging the demonstration outside the Beresford Hotel. The thumbnail to this video shows the scene as masked and hooded men fight with the police. Those protesting outside the hotel were also drawing attention to the fact that there is a shelter for homeless people in the town, and that these people are housed in considerably less luxurious style than the foreign migrants in the hotel. They say this is unfair, and quite possibly they have a good point. The fact is, a lot of people are getting ticked off about this kind of thing and have a legitimate right to express their dissatisfaction. But for the left, anything to do with supposed racism is a handy excuse to pile in with their fists and boots. The police only arrested anti-racists yesterday because they were the ones behaving violently. The people in the original demonstration were completely law-abiding and peaceful.